more scriptures for walking in the light, following Jesus with a spirit-filled life. 1 John 3, 4-6. Whoever sins is guilty of breaking God's law, because sin is a breaking of the law. You know that Christ appeared in order to take away sins, and that there is no sin in him. No one who remains in union with him keeps on sinning. The one who keeps on sinning hasn't seen him or known him. 1 John 3, 7-10. Dear children, don't let anyone deceive you. Whoever does what God approves of has God's approval, as Christ has God's approval. The person who lives a sinful life belongs to the devil, because the devil has been committing sin since the beginning. The reason that the Son of God appeared was to destroy what the devil does. God's children cannot keep on being sinful. His life-giving power lives in them and makes them his children, so they cannot keep on sinning. You can tell God's children from the devil's children, because those who belong to the devil refuse to do right or to love each other. 1 Corinthians 2, 12-14. Now we didn't receive the spirit that belongs to the world. Instead, we received the Spirit who comes from God, so that we could know the things which God has freely given us. The natural man does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, and he cannot understand them because they are spiritually discerned. 1 Corinthians 2, 15-16. But a spiritual man judges everything, and he is not judged by man. Or, the person with the Spirit makes judgments about all things, but such a person is not subject to merely human judgments. The Scriptures ask, has anyone ever known the thoughts of the Lord or given him advice? But we understand what Christ is thinking. Hebrews 10:14. For by one single offering he has perfected forever those whom he is sanctifying. 1 John 2, 28-29. Children, stay one in your hearts with Christ. Then when he returns, we will have confidence and won't have to hide in shame. You know Christ always does right, and everyone who does right is a child of God. Finally, 1 John 3, 1-3. See how much the Father has loved us? His love is so great that we are called God's children. And so, in fact, we are. This is why the world doesn't know us. It has not known God. My dear friends, we are now God's children, but it is not yet clear what we shall become. But we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, because we shall see him as he really is. Everyone who has this hope or confidence in Christ keeps himself pure, just as Christ is pure. These scriptures were copied from BibleHub.net, and I used various versions.